Olivia wants to know if she's the jerk for this. And if you've got a situation, you're like, you know what? Need Ben and Kelly at Ben and Kelly Show on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or benandkellyshow@gmail.com. Kelly, you got this?
Yep. Hey, Ben and Kelly, question for you both. I have a friend that seems to be overly concerned that I am in my early 30s and am eternally single.
All right.
I like being single, but she thinks I'm miserable. She's been talking to me for months about this other single guy around my age that she says I'd be perfect for.
Mm-hmm.
For weeks, she was hounding me about going out with him. She was even teasing me about what we would name our kids.
Oh, wow.
So finally, I caved. We went on a date.
Mm-hmm.
My friend couldn't have been more wrong.
Oh.
This guy was not my type. I was not his. We were struggling to find any common ground for any kind of conversation, so the dinner was filled with plenty of awkward silence.
Mm-hmm.
It was obvious there wouldn't be a second date.
Sure.
So I threw down some cash, which was more than my fair share of the bill, and left.
Mm-hmm.
Thought nothing more until Monday when my friend chewed me out for how I left. Even though I knew the date was over, he apparently hadn't yet gotten to that conclusion and thought the evening was just beginning.
Oh.
So my friend says, out of respect for her, I should have seen the entire date through. Look, I used to be too accommodating. But with age comes enlightenment. When you know it's not going to work, what's wrong with saving time and politely dipping? I feel like I did him a favor, too. But am I the jerk? Thanks, all.
I mean, I don't think so.
I'm choosing to think that she did, like, say, hey, you know what? I had, thank you so much for the dinner. And then, just let him know that she was ending the date.
Yeah,
and left.
she said she politely told him that she needed to cut out. So, I think that, I don't think she's a jerk. I think she's, she knows it's not going anywhere. And if he's thinking that, the night's beginning, then he's a glutton for punishment because...
Unless she wasn't as clear with that, because apparently he thought the night was just getting going. So maybe he didn't quite understand that she wasn't vibing with him.
Either that or she was like, by politely cutting out, he's thinking she's going to the restroom or something.
Right.
And then she lays cash down and leaves. And he's like,
right.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
so
whoops.
we're done.
So we're done. Still, though, I mean, I don't think she's necessarily the jerk. Yes, I get that your friend set you up and he's going to come back to the friend and be like, yo, she was kind of a B, and then she's got to like defend you or answer to him. And so that put her in a weird position. And so that's why she's kind of angry and feelings are all getting in the way of this.
I know. Yeah. I think if I really want to know what she said to end the date, to be honest, because I feel like a lot of that hinges on there. If she, if they're wrapping up dinner and then he's like, okay, where do you want to go next? And then she's just like, you know what? I feel like we both know that there's really not a spark here. And maybe we just call it a night.
Yeah. I mean, she said she finished her food. So it wasn't like it was
in the middle of dinner.
Yeah. Rex, the dump truck driver, checks in on text and says, if you go on a date, finish the date. Jerk.
Okay. I tend to think the same way. Like, yeah, I don't foresee that I would ever do that.
Well, see, okay, what was the date, though? Because if they had planned dinner and then a movie or dinner and dancing or dinner and drinks, if it was dinner and something and she cut out after dinner, then okay, yeah, maybe... I feel
like most dates typically are, though.
But if it wasn't,
you're going to dinner and then maybe drinks afterwards.
Yeah, but if it wasn't communicated, it's just like, hey, do you want to grab some dinner? All right. And then so they did dinner and she finished and she left.
Okay. That could be. But I'm kind of leaning towards just see the night through until you're getting the understanding from him and his either body language or what he's saying that, he's ready for it to be done too. Like, I feel like you both need to agree. And maybe she just wasn't clear that she wanted the date to end. And that's what left him confused, which then got her friend upset.
I will say on Facebook, at Ben and Kelly Show, you can always chime in. Many people are siding with you, Olivia. Morgan says, girl, you did nothing wrong. Out of respect for her, how about she respect you and just leave you alone about it all? Mary said, you went on the date when you didn't want to. That was accommodating enough. Your friend needs to respect your boundaries. Another person says, Hannah, hey, nothing wrong with being single at any age. You're not obligated to stay in any uncomfortable situation either. So there's a lot of support for you, Olivia, on Facebook if you want to take a look at some of those responses there.
But yeah, I think it just all comes down to, all right, if you don't want to make a bad impression on behalf of the friend, then maybe we just make sure everybody's on board with, you know what, this was nice, but I feel like you and I both know there's not really a spark here, and we might just not going to be going to a second date. So let's just, call it a night. It was nice to meet you. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, and maybe
there you go.
And maybe she said that, and maybe she said it somewhere different. But yeah, you're right. It is. I think she probably didn't say it in those exact words, just because considering
he sounded like he didn't understand that was the case.
Yeah, exactly. So. Lisa checks in, eternally single club member here. She says, no, you're not rude. Hard lesson for codependent people to understand, those of us content in single life. So, all right, no reason to waste people's time is what she said.
Yeah, she said just keep talking to your friend so that she understands that setups are not necessary or appreciated. You're right. There's, no reason to waste people's time. So,
and I agree with the last thing that she says, and we'll end it here. She says, also from experience, a guy will usually continue with any date, regardless of the connection or lack thereof, because men are kind of slow.
Oh, now come on now, Lisa.
Come
on now.
I will say that I was slow to pick up on a lot of things. So yes.
Well, she might have been. Olivia might have been like eternally single in her mind, but maybe this guy was truly looking for someone.
Yeah,
so yeah.
All right. Well, hey, hopefully that helped. You can see and read some of the responses at Ben and Kelly Show.